Hey guys, what is up? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to share with you guys my top 5 series that I love but aren't quite as big as some other series in the book world. So let's get started. The first book that I'm going to talk to you guys about is by a very well-known author named Sarah Shepard. Now, she is known for the series Pretty Little Liars, which became a huge television series on ABC Family, now known as Freeform. But one of her other amazing series that I actually love a lot more than Pretty Little Liars would have to be The Amateurs. Now, this book series is very mystery. If you like mystery, I definitely recommend it. And I stumbled across it while I was at Barnes & Noble one day. Because I love Sarah Shepard's writing, I picked it up and I was like, you know what? I haven't read one of her books in a while. The last series I had read before this was The Perfectionists, and that is only 2 books. And I was looking for something fun and new to read. And I've always found that Sarah Shepard is an amazing author. One of the things that I love about the Pretty Little Liars series, even though it's also one of the things that I don't love, is it went on for so long, but I was always drawn in to read more of the books because Sarah Shepard writes so well. In my opinion, she is one of my favorite authors because I can never put down the book that I'm reading if it's by her. So The Amateurs is about 5 amateur detectives who go and investigate the murder of one of the girl's sisters. And it's really interesting and how it's all tied in. So this series only has 3 books, but it is amazing and it is definitely going to keep you hooked the entire time, especially if you are into murder mystery. Honestly, love this series so much. Love Sarah Shepard as a writer. I just thought I would bring it up because she's better known for Pretty Little Liars than anything else. I also love her series The Lying Game, which is very different from the TV show they produced, as well as The Perfectionists, also very different from the TV show that was produced. So I really recommend her as an author and this and The Amateurs as a series. The next book series I am going to share with you guys is Vampire Academy. Now, Vampire Academy is one of my all-time favorite series. It's just so good. It is a 6-book series, and I remember I got into it one Christmas and flew through all 6 books. I started reading them after the movie adaptation came out, and honestly, I thought the movie was good. It did not do the book justice. What movie ever really does, but I still thought the movie was amazing. And I just love this series. I think it's underrated because it got overshadowed by so many other vampire series, but it is still so much stronger than said other vampire series. It has a lot of action, girl power, a bit of romance thrown in. It is so good, and it's so cool to see the different types of vampires that they talk about, which are the Dhamphirs, the Strigoi, and the Moroi. And it's really good if you like vampire books. Even if you don't like vampire books and you just like fantasy, this series is so good. Like I said, I just find that it's really underrated because there are so many other vampire series in the world, and there was that whole phase where a lot of vampire books were getting written off and are still getting written off, but I love it. I think it's amazing. Romance, magic, vampires, total win for a series. So I hope you guys check it out. Like I said, I love it. It's so good. The books just get better as they go on. The characters just get better as they go on. Oh, so amazing. Such a great series. The next book that I'm going to talk to you about is The Selection. Now, this series goes on for 6 books, even though the first 3 are the only books really focused in the original series. The 4th book is more of a short stories, and then the 5th and 6th books are more of a sequel to the original series. But this book is so amazing in its own way. It's kind of like The Hunger Games, but The Bachelor at the same time. And I'm not a fan of The Bachelor. That has no judgment if you are. I've just never gotten into it. But it's like The Hunger Games meets The Bachelor. And it is so entertaining to read about, and I love that it takes place over 3 books. So it is about a girl named America who gets chosen to be part of this selection, which is so the prince can find his wife. It takes place in the future, and it's so cool. The fashion in it is amazing, even though it's just descriptions. I can just picture all the pretty princess dresses, and I love it. And I'm normally not a princess person. I'm more of a villain person myself, but it is just so good, and there's rebellions going on at the same time. And if you're just looking for like a dystopian future, but without all of the like violence, I mean, it does have its violent moments, but without the amounts that Divergent or Hunger Games do, this is a great book series. So I definitely recommend it. Also, if you're like me and you're just a hopeless romantic. Such a hopeless romantic. The next series that I'm going to talk to you guys about is The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. Now, I never actually finished this series, just a side note, but that is not because it wasn't enjoyable. I honestly loved this series. I read the first 3 books. I just kind of forgot it existed because it's so underrated, and because I was reading other stuff at the time and spending my money on different books. But this book series is so sweet, especially if you're like me and you're not always subject to young adult or adult books and you want something a bit more in the child lightheartedness. It takes place in a fairy tale world, so if you like classic fairy tales like I do, you are going to love it. And it follows the twins Alex and Connor through their adventures in this magical fairy tale realm, and it is so cute. I love it so much. Just, I need to reread it. And my second book is actually signed by Chris Colfer because this is the series that let me meet him, and I was like a huge fan of Glee and all that. And he is such an amazing author. I also recommend you read Struck by Lightning. That is the book that really got me into Chris Colfer as an author. It is much more a young adult book / adult book than The Land of Stories is, but The Land of Stories just has such wit and humor. And like I said, it takes place in the fairy tale world. That's so cool. I love the fairy tale characters. It's so much fun. So, okay. Now I saved my favorite for last, and this is actually the book series that inspired this video. And it is the Daughters of the Moon series. Now, I got into this series when I was 11 years old, right after I read Percy Jackson, so I was on a bit of a Greek mythology kick. And this series is about 4 girls who discover that they are daughters of the goddess Selene, and they have been chosen to defend the world from evil. And it is so good! Like, it is a 13-book series, and I'm telling you, it never gets old. It just keeps going and keeps getting amazing, and I love the characters in this. The main bad guy is one of my favorite characters, and I think he is truly what started my villain kick, because he is just, I love him more than anything. His name is Stanton. I love him. It also is what got me into wanting to be a telepath, because one of the main females, her name is Serena. She is a telepath, and it's just so exciting to read this series and get to see these girls' adventures and kind of how each book is told from a different girl's point of view and how they are battling this evil force. And oh my god, and seeing each of their different struggles with the magic and coming to terms with their lives as these daughters of the moon, but also teenage girls, and how they all have to choose by their 17th birthday whether they're going to lose their memory of being a daughter entirely, or if they're going to move on and become something else, but no one really knows what that something else is. So it's just really exciting, and I love this series so much. It has such a special place in my heart. I just, it's so good. And the descriptions of fashion in here, also amazing. I mean, the pictures on the covers, I love it. I love it so much. Like, I'm gonna start crying because I love this series so much. And they're just so amazing. And I have reread them so many times. Like, this was one of the series that got me through so much of like life. And like 5th grade, I got so into it. Like, I was ordering the books because I was like, I need to keep reading these. And 13 books later, and I own all of them, and I don't ever want to get rid of them because I love them so freaking much. And they're just such an underrated series. Like, I'm telling you, this series needs more appreciation. Like, they are so good. I never see anything about them anywhere, and it, like, I just love this series so freaking much. So, I definitely recommend you check this series out if you like mentions to mythology, if you like fantasy, if you like young adult, if you like romance. I mean, this series literally just has it all. Magic, romance, mystery, less mystery, but everything. I love it so much. And so that is going to be it for my top 5 underrated series. I hope you guys check out these books. They are all so amazing, and the series that follow are just amazing. If you guys would like me to do another one of these videos, I will gladly. There's a ton of different series out there that need more appreciation than just the general, like, Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, Twilight. Like, there are so many amazing series out there that don't get the love like other series do. And so that's why I wanted to bring these ones to your guys' attention. If you guys liked this video, please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys next Tuesday for another video. If you want to check out some of my other videos that I've recently posted, they are going to be over here in this area, as well as my channel, which you can subscribe to. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys.